whatever. I don't remember what I said to Contessa. Contessa kept throwing shots at me. Contessa kept saying stuff about my dress. She kept saying stuff about different things. So I heard them over there, but I couldn't hear them. But one thing I did hear them say, because they snickling over there and they talking under their breath and shit, okay? That's a Phaedra move. They got it from her. Talking under their breath. But I did hear Contessa call me Professor Clump or Best Fuchsia or some shit. What's Professor Clump? Crump's name, I think it was Resprucia or some shit. She kept saying some shit about me or whatever, and she was over there. They was cackling her and Sweet Tea. So I turned around and I said, bitch. And honestly, I ain't thinking about no breast cancer because the bitch didn't have breast cancer. She didn't. She did a prophylactic, which she might have never had it. Okay. My whole thing is, if you're gonna talk about my appearance, I can talk about yours. I wasn't thinking about no breasts. I wasn't thinking about none of that because she ain't never had it. Okay. So now she gonna start crying, probably make it a big thing. You know what I mean? But anyway. I'm going to apologize. I'm sorry. But, bitch, leave me alone. If you're going to talk about my appearance, I can talk about yours. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say this and I'm going to take it back. If you didn't have it, you could have got a better surgery. Stop being cheap. That's all I'm going to say. Let's move on. Let's move on because Toya titties look good and Toya wrong because she could tell you where she got hers. Anyway, moving on.
To send a quick little message to you guys to tell you I don't have any breast. I know people have said so many crazy things, but for anyone who's had what I had, which was a bilateral mastectomy, I've had all of my breast tissue removed. And so what you see beneath my skin is implants. And I'll tell you, I'll take implants upside, downside, turn in, out. I don't care if they are asymmetrical, but I take that over breast cancer any day of the week because I want to be here to raise my children. But if someone would like to insult what they see, feel free. Argue amongst yourself. Low-hanging fruit. I understand it. But just understand that use the right term. It's just cleavage. That's what you're looking at because I don't have any breast tissue anymore. It was removed. God bless you.
Baby, you doing a lot of talking and we can't hear nothing.
Sammy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, no wonder why I cussed Demisio out and he did not hear me. I say, production, go ahead and bring up to me my two people. I'm sorry about that. So what happened was I was just saying this is No Chaser TV. I want to start with those two videos because that's the first part of the reunion and what we're going to tackle first. And I wanted to play that now that we have that context to give an opinion based off of that. But I'm here working with two of my favorite people. Hey, Antonio. Hey there, birthday boy, Sammy. Hi, Green. How y'all doing?
Hello. Doing good. How about you? Dressed in all black like the omen. I see you.
Ducking and dodging these bad takes on Married to Medicine for the last couple of days to give y'all a real one. That's what I've been up to. So you guys make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Hey, everybody, to the people down over there on the X, Facebook, you know, we love you guys so much. Today we hit 26,000 followers. Thank you guys so much over there. We appreciate you. And of course, everybody in the VIP, well, the lounge, because, you know, we're going to talk about VIP a little later, but everybody right now in the lounge, aka the group chat here on YouTube, we appreciate you, as well as the listeners on No Chaser TV, the podcast with Chase Brown. We got a lot to get into, you guys, so let's get into it. Oh, hey, everybody. Okay, Tasha C. Hey, Auntie, thank you for making it live. You know, I love Auntie, so we do appreciate you for showing up. Let's get into Married to Medicine because it's just a lot to talk about. So we start the episode where we left off with the girls talking about whether or not they believed the rumors that were circulating about Dr. Heavenly's husband, Damon, Dr. Damon Daddy, and whether or not there was infidelity and, you know, side pieces and mistresses and side chicks coming up to the girls, giving them information about whether or not he tried to slide in their panties in their DM and all of those things. Contessa says that Heavenly seems like a miserable person to be around. So she kind of believes, I guess she's kind of saying that she kind of believes it based off of that. Heavenly says that Contessa's titties are way over here and she got a botched surgery. Jackie cries, but in the words of Mariah Huck, she just couldn't squeeze that tear out. She really wanted to cry, but she couldn't squeeze that tear out, and says that she wants them to think about how close that they used to be and where they once were so they can stop talking, stop fighting. Simone says Contessa was hurt by Heavenly's words on social media. It does not matter whether or not she said those words to her publicly or privately. Heavenly should have never discussed Contessa's situation on her platform, and it was not her place to repeat them. Andy says this is nearly the 10th season that they've had this conversation with Dr. Heavenly about her social media, and he seems quite annoyed that they keep having to have this conversation. And Contessa says, to hear some of the things that Dr. Heavenly has said about her makes her question whether or not the friendship was ever real in the first place. Heavenly continues to try to talk as Contessa is talking, and Contessa says that's the problem. You don't listen. You're always trying to reply and rebuttal, but you don't listen. She says Heavenly looks beautiful, and Heavenly says you do too. And Contessa says thank you. I look beautiful, and so do my titties. Everybody bust out laughing, and we wrap that segment up. Now that we've seen what they've had to say about it, I want to open up a question because I was initially disgusted. I still am disgusted by what Dr. Heavenly said regarding the titties, only because we saw the journey from, her having it done, her reasoning behind having it done, whether or not she actually had the cancer to me is a non-factor. The reason why she got it done and elected to do so is so she could go ahead and do this, live a healthier life and prevent that cancer from possibly getting to her. However, Dr. Contessa has said a lot of low down, dirty, below the belt shit about Dr. Heavenly. So it kind of feels like to me, Dr. Contessa does this thing where it's like, oh, no. Well, my mama, she's, unfortunately she's passed away. You shouldn't talk about my mama. But she just said everything about her being a bad mom and having to pie her daughter's love and her sympathy with that store that flopped. And then it's like, oh, I can say you're a miserable person or whatever, but you talked about my titties. Oh, I had to get my titties done because of this, because of that. It's like, you're the type of person I fucking hate to get into a fight with, because if I mention your earlobes, oh, I got my earlobes pierced in 1992 down to the clairs and they missed the earlobe and pierced me in my ear. How dare you go there? Like, fuck, can I say anything about you, but you can say everything about me? Am I the only person frustrated watching this?
No, it annoyed me too. I know you said she the type of person you hate to get into a fight with, but she don't mind fighting, so you're not
She
finna hit
don't
me in
mind
that head.
fighting.
Yeah, and she knows how to pull oh, you can't talk
Wait,
about this
Sammy,
because
wait, before we
yes.
go, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't think I properly gave you your kudos and your G's. Happy birthday, bitch.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you
now
so
go
much.
ahead and what you look at teacher.
But yes, it's y'all know I used to love enjoy Contessa, but she's been an annoyance this go around. I don't know what it is, but yeah, you can't poke a person and then when they get back at you, you have an issue with it. And especially based on what Heavenly was saying, you over there calling me Professor Clump and Rasputia. Hell yeah, I'm finna talk about you too. Like it's
Let's
only
get on them
fair.
titties.
It's you can't poke at her and then try to regulate how she get back at you. And you know how Heavenly is. And regarding her saying, it makes me question all if our relationship was authentic. It's like Contessa, you've been saying some stuff too. So was it not real on your end either? I just don't get where she's coming from and a lot of the things that she's trying to toss back at Heavenly. But before we move on, I do want to say that we sit up here on YouTube and we recap this because we enjoy the show, we enjoy each other, and we enjoy you guys in the lounge. But some of y'all be getting too mother spicy in them comments where y'all came on here talking about our looks, calling us delusional. If you gonna do all that, be bold enough and do it on the live and come on here and do it on the camera with us. Don't wait until you watch the replay and you try to attack us in the group and in the comments. Bring your ass up here and be bold and do that with us up here. Other than that, we enjoy all of y'all. We enjoy y'all, but the ones that get on here unnecessarily being nasty and rude, not up here, not on no chase. So we fight back. Word to heaven.
I was gonna say you think heavily bad, baby. Wait till we get on that ass because it's gonna be
Mm-mm,
something. It's a lot easier jumping on than it is to jump off. Ain't that right,
mm-mm.
Antonio?
You already know.
Anybody can jump on. Try jumping off.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, what Sammy said though, like especially that last part, if you we up here, we on camera. We come on camera, we say we gotta say every single week, some of us every other week or whenever it is. So that's all good if y'all want to have an opinion about us. But when y'all do that, please find a way to get us a picture of you. Because I would like to roast you the following week. That's what I would like to do.
And I would
We
make
can
sure we
go
carve our
tit
time
for
to
tat
dedicate
on
a
this.
statement
Like
to
you
that,
got me up
Antonio.
here, you can see what I look like. I want to see what you look like. And if you
Yeah.
in the chat in the lounge live, please call in and please turn on your video.
Oh my
Yeah, it's
God.
not personal. These women don't know us.
They don't know us. They don't give
And
a
they
hot
definitely don't know
damn.
y'all dusty asses in there fighting for
Because if you think we ugly, which I don't know how you could, what you think they think about y'all?
them.
Who y'all? Did you have anything to say about Contessa and Heavily, hopefully for the last time?
uh, um. So yeah, no. Heavenly definitely gets on my nerves. She needs some discipline. She says a lot. However, in this moment, even outside of that, it's like you jab at me. I just, sometimes people just jab back, and that's kind of where she hit you at in that moment because you had just come for her, and you came for her like in a major way. Like you have to be miserable to live with. So I don't blame him. It's like, well, damn. So yeah, I now I got to hit you where it hurt, and that's what she did. And, like you don't start it if you're gonna cry when I'm finishing it. Please don't. Now, any other time I might, because Heavenly just has gotten on my nerves so bad. But in that situation, hey, you threw one, I threw it back. I can't help that. Mine was better. That's it. I don't think this should show Contessa that friendship was never really real. To me, it was when she initially started regurgitating everything you were saying and all of that. That's kind of what started that, should have been the highlight of, okay, well, we really ain't friends like I thought we was friends. It shouldn't have been everything else that has come after. But I think that did add some additional validation onto those thoughts. Like, well, damn, we wasn't as close as I thought we was. And there is no way, Jackie sit up there, she trying to cry. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been traveling a lot. I'm a world traveler and things.
Yes.
So, no, this.
I'm so sorry, Antonio. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. And when you meet somebody like regular, you just our age, you just kind of do a little bit. When you meet an old motherfucker, you do it like a lot to show them a lot.
Lord.
No, so I've been kind of under the weather since like.
It's all right.
But so Jackie trying to get that crowd. I don't see them being able to come back from that. I like, how can I be friends with you or try to get back to where we was and you said all you said about me and I've said all I've said about you. Like, at this point, we clearly are friends. Like, we may be able to be cordial, and in a group setting, we can chit chat and sit down and have a little drink and some appetizer and horse divers and things like that. But other than that, we it's not, we've crossed that line, so we good.
Speaking of Jackie, something that we're going to talk about a little bit later, but I caught it in this segment as well. Jackie being someone who is a breast cancer survivor, not saying anything to Heavenly in the moment when she spoke about Dr. Contessa's breast being a bad botched job, knowing why Contessa did it when she has, suffered a much more similar fate and can kind of relate and can definitely relate, to Contessa, is baffling to me that she wouldn't go ahead and speak up in that moment as well and just say, all right, Heavenly, like maybe you're going too far, pick something else, because she ended, she didn't spray Jackie because she spoke directly to the work that Contessa had done, and Contessa tried to make it about the reason why she had the work done and not why the work was bad, but the reason why the work was done was to prevent something that Jackie actually suffered from twice and has had the same surgery as well, albeit I guess a better job than Contessa had done. I just was a little taken aback that she didn't say anything to Heavenly about it, but I don't even know why at this time I'm taken aback by Jackie letting Dr. Heavenly do the cha-cha slide, the electric slide, the Tootsie slide, the K Wayne with a 2.0 slide, all up and down the girls and saying absolutely nothing to her in the moment. All right, guys. So we move on to Sweet Tea, who has had two failed IUI attempts. She is going to do IVF through everyone else except for Dr. Jackie. Heavenly says that Dr. G was insensitive for telling T that she had 2 years to give him a baby, which I feel is laughable because we literally just got done hearing Dr. Heavily say something insensitive to Dr. Contessa. Like that is Dr. Heavely's whole shtick is to be insensitive. So her doing these yes and amen corners is like it for me it falls flat. It can't come from her because she routinely does the things that she's yes and amen and against. It's just weird. So weird. Anyway, um Simone understands Greg not wanting to be a father after a certain age because who wants to be watching their child graduate from high school when they're 80? Sweet Tea thinks that well, they asked Sweet Tea the three essentials to essentially being a gold digger and snagging an older man for his money. And Sweet Tea wonders why they can't have a man who supports them, loves on them, protects them, and provides for them. So that's actually four things. Quad agrees and says that a man should make his woman feel comfortable and should hear her and doesn't like when the man is dismissive. She confirms that she is indeed talking about Dr. Gregory. T says you keep talking about him, and Andy said, and you must be so worried about him. And Andy says, listen, I don't think she's worried about Dr. Gregory, Sweet Tea. Quad lets Sweet Tea know that she has her scraps, and T crawled in his DM to promise him a baby that she is yet to make good on.
Ooh.
All right. Quad then says T has a permanent resident and excuse me, Quad then says that she has a permanent residence and mansions in T's mind. Quad says that Sweet Tea is obsessed and wants to be her because she's everything you want to be. Now T says why when Quad has failed businesses, and of course that gets a chuckle out of Dr. Simone, who doesn't like Quad? No way at this point. Let's just call a spade a spade. Sweet Tea then calls Quad a drunk, and she has 2 DUIs. Dr. Heavily then says you can't say that. That's so heavy. That's so loaded. When Dr. Heavily literally called that lady's husband the P word. Dr. Heavily really worked my nerves with that yes and the amen in this reunion. He says that Quad was disrespectful to Dr. G and that and that he had the right to respond in kind. Heavenly says that Dr. G told Quad to shut the fuck up, and Sweet Tea says, he did not tell her to shut the fuck up. He told her to be fucking quiet. She had a big fucking mouth, excuse me. Toya says it's still disrespectful. Simone says Quad started off gloating about her king and then turned it on to Greg. And so that is how she viewed it. Heavily then, okay, we're going to stop it right here because that's Sweet Tea and Greg for now. Well, no, let me go ahead and read this. Heavily then tweets that Greg is not respected in the medical community, and Heavily said it was in response to T saying that she was not respected in the medical community. Andy asked Jackie how she can be so cool with someone who talks about whatever it was. I'm sorry, I didn't get to write the rest of that down. And Jackie says that she didn't want to get anything on her. So what was it that Andy asked her specifically? And Heavenly was trying to butt in and answer it for Jackie. And Andy said, I don't need any help. I'm specifically asking Jackie what she thinks about that. And instead of Jackie giving the answer, Jackie said that she didn't want to get anything on her.
It was the tweet, right?
About why did she say that her mother had a better chance of having a baby?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Her mother had a better chance of having a baby in hell than Sweet Tea did, most especially when she is an advocate and it sat there and advocated. I skipped that part, but she just had got done doing the whole spiel about advocating for medical mortality. And then they talk about that. She says nothing to Dr. Heavily, and that's why I don't fuck with Dr. Jackie, because Dr. Jackie is a hypocrite and she is not standing on business when it comes to medical mortality, because you have a girlfriend making fun of another woman who is having fertility issues when you yourself have had fertility issues, and then you want to sit there there and preach to me about medical mortality when you said that Black women make up things to get out of work, and you co-signed it knowing how white doctors feel about Black women, especially in Black people in the hospital. And I've seen it with my own eyes how they treated my own Black woman, female cousin, and tried to treat her like she was on motherfucking drugs when she was having a brain aneurysm. And you sit there and you say nothing. Fuck Dr. Jackie. And I mean that with my chest. Y'all got the rest of it. I'm pissed. Fuck her.
You know
when
what?
she said that, Sammy, I'm sorry, Sammy, when she said that shit, I said, why is she up here preaching about some shit that she really don't care about? Come off of it.
It's money.
Yeah, she gotta make sure she look good.
Like
You know what?
disgusted.
I
Go
would
ahead,
say
y'all.
I was glad to see Quad and T kind of like be direct with one another as far as getting into it. I did not care for Quad tossing the dig at it. Like, you trying to get pregnant yourself, Quad, so don't put no bad karma on you. She probably kind of could have stayed away from that.
If baby come out looking like Sweet Tea, and then what?
Ooh,
Jesus.
Sorry, go ahead.
But no, I mean, I was. That's the only part where I was like, okay, Quad, I can't roll with you on that, because it was just nasty. I mean, well, she probably doesn't know, but trying to conceive, you never know what your story is going to look like, especially since you're in the beginning of it. I did see somebody, you put it up here, I think Demesia put it up here, that it was a shot at Quad when she came into the DM saying, I can give you what you need.
That was a shot.
Yeah, that never even registered to me. So I guess that's probably why she felt like, let me go ahead and attack you on it. I just don't think it was probably good for her, given what she's trying to do. And then another thing, I don't care for how when they pick and choose when to be physicians. Like, so Quad saying that, you got Heavenly tossing, talking about the girl, and none of y'all want to say, hey, let's not do that. Let's not have that type of conversation. They're just, I'm just so over the doctors at this point. The doctors and the dentists. It just, I have never thought it would be a day where kind of Toya is the only one that I'm just like, I can see everything through her lens. I'm just agreeing with Toya on everything at this point. And I don't know why, but it's happening.
Toya the only one to me that acted like she had some sense this season.
Toya kind of pissed me off in the end, but yes, for the most part, absolutely.
Well, I still think we need to look for some new girls.
Absolutely.
And at this point, I'm not even just talking about possibly Letitia or I think like a few of them need to go. I think
a couple spots up.
It's time for
the ones who are
Jackie, Simone, like a lot of them can go ahead and go, and they can start to work on something different. But no, I agree with what Sammy said. I understand now Quad and Letitia being direct with one another. I didn't like that dig that Quad made, especially she's a woman of a certain age and she's now trying to get pregnant. The older or more mature you get, the harder it gets. Jackie's not going to say anything in reference to any of those insults that were flying around from anybody, because I'm be honest, hey, go Black sister, get your money, but I don't think she cares enough to speak on it in that moment. I think we've kind of seen how Dr. Jackie really feels about those situations. We kind of seen that on one of the on when she was on Heavenly YouTube a couple of years back. I think at this point she seems like to be the go-to OBGYN in Atlanta for at least a lot of the socialite girls. So she gonna get her coin, and that's what she's looking for. But I guess congrats to her. But those are my thoughts, and that's what I think.
I also think that if we're gonna be real, someone who set you up, because she definitely was a part of that plan, set you up to have the people come on in there and take your spot, would not be my doctor of choice and would never touch my baby or my hoo-ha.
And that's why I'm also confused when she said she didn't want to get any on her. It's like, girl, it's already on you.
It's on you, part of it.
It's already
that's
on
your
you.
home
You're
girl.
in it. You now you want to get jumped out. No, ma'am, you're in it, diva. Hey, Zoel, thank you so much for your super chat. Zoel says, hey, cousins. Since it's our Sammy and I. Oh, happy birthday, Zoel.
It was a happy birthday.
It's only right. Big Aries. Thank you so much, Zoel. Everybody's saying happy birthday, Sammy, in the group chat. Let me go ahead and read some of these. It's kind of hard for us to read because all three of us can't see that well. So thank you guys so much for your super chat. Y'all can keep sending super chat so we can get super you know,
Super
paid. We
turned
appreciate
up.
that. Right, super turned up. Let me go to Facebook first before I go to the lounge. Let me go to the lounge on Facebook because I see the lounge on Facebook got some comments. So thank you guys so much. Let's read some of those comments in the Facebook lounge and see what the people got going on over there down to the thing. Paula Bordeaux says, excuse me, I just don't understand why they can't be professional and show the world how you can coexist after divorce, cheating and moving on. All right, thank you. Kids is love the now come on Facebook, y'all gonna kill me with this stuff. Kids is love the hate. Barksdale. I know that's why Miss Barksdale says she loves the hate. I know that's why you my kind of girl. We can go out together because we already know they hating on you. Yes, they watching. Lawanda, hey Lawanda watching. Dana says Quad ain't got nothing on Sweet Tea. All right. You know you can have your opinion here. Talking about she doesn't want. Oh, all right. Y'all spicy on Facebook. I don't know about that. Good Lord.
What was that? Talking about she what?
Hey, watch the Washingtons. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sheree Monique, happy birthday to my fellow Aries. Ooh, now this is what I don't want to get on me is all this Aries love, girl.
Aries up in here. Shout out to the Aries.
They in the building, baby. Kadian says Jackie tries to give church mouse, but she's really a demon. Okay, Kadian, that's direct. Miss Finesse says Jackie is a cold robot. All right. Love says, but Sweet Tea brought up her mom first. Thank y'all so much wherever you're at watching. We do greatly appreciate your support, and we really greatly appreciate your support. If I almost popped my eyeballs out of my socket to read those comments. Andy asked Jackie how she can be cool, as we mentioned, and I cussed Jackie out for the old and the new. You got talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See how bored Jackie is? Got me over here yawning.
Ooh. Heavily says that she commends Sweet Tea for showing up because a lot of people wouldn't do that. And I think that Sweet Tea in that moment thought that the hatchet was buried and Heavily was finally going to leave her alone.
You're not smart. That's what
you're not smart.
She said, I'm going to go unblock you, maybe. Girl, just keep a block. Trust
me. Keep a block. Keep a block, Diva.
As a matter of fact, go ahead and cuss her out some more right now. Like what?
There was a difference. We mentioned this earlier, but I don't think I really got in. We talked about it in our personal group chat. So we'll share it with the lounge, everybody in the lounge watching tonight. And I said that there was a difference in the way that Sweet Tea cussed Dr. Jackie out and how Britt cussed Kenya out. And for me, Sweet Tea was the superior cuss out because that just came from her gut. Like, oh my God, it was so therapeutic. Just get it out, baby girl. Tell me what you wanted to say to me, little girl. What you've always wanted to say to me, mini fab diva. It's like, oh, yes, I've been wanting to say that to Jackie too. Like, okay, and as opposed to Britt Edie, who can't keep her teeth in her mouth and get a read together to save her life. So thankfully she had that gun to save her life. All right.
Oh my goodness.
It's true. Gregory shows up and finds out that he's been separated. They set his ass free from the rest of the men. And King says that he would have been cool with Gregory being in the room with him, but Greg said he needed extra security. So he has now been placed in the lower level. Now, what I did find funny is when the men found out, none of the men got up and was like, well, if he's going to be down there, I'll go down there with him and hang out with him. Why have the men chosen King is the question. What do you guys think?
That is a good question. They hadn't been choosing Greg for a couple of years. Now all of a sudden he back here, and then we have this one little incident, and they all okay, leaving him downstairs in the basement.
Oh hell nah.
So it makes you wonder.
Oh, is it? You think maybe the wives have?
Ultimately, yes, but the husbands always still kind of have had carte blanche.
Even when they got up there, I know we're not to that point, but Cecil seemed like he was, not necessarily Team Greg, but I don't know. And maybe maybe
y'all not gonna gang up on him.
They think he'll be around next season.
Yeah, that or they just really didn't care for him doing the whole police thing. With black people, they'd be like,
black people we don't play that.
For sure. So especially being that King did not touch him.
But here's the thing, though. King didn't touch him, But Antonio, King did charge him and was swinging that Chet midsection.
Right, but I'm gonna have you arrested. Like, somebody coming at me, windmilling at me and don't touch me. I'm not gonna go and have you arrested for an attempted windmill on Antonio. I'm just not gonna do that. Now, if he,
Attempted windmill.
now if they ended up locking up and King, kind of did Greg real dirty on the ground, I understand Greg won't get Greg can't get his lick back physically, but he gonna get it back through the law. I might be like, okay, well, he did drag Greg all up and down Orange Beach or wherever they was, and so I can better understand that. But just you charging at me and I'm gonna have you arrested, no.
Like what was that call? What did he say? Like, hey, I almost had a fight. I want to press charges. Like, what did he say? When he
I think,
called?
but he said it was like it was like an attempted assault or something like that. Like,
I believe that's a charge, isn't it? If you could attempt,
I want to say that's kind of what that he was trying to do, and the dude could go to jail and all of that type of stuff. It was like, but Greg wasn't innocent in that situation, so Greg was getting a little tested. And I understand, another man coming at you, you not finna just be looking like no punk. So yeah, you gonna stand up and say what you got to say. I still don't understand how King did not hear Greg tell Qua she had a big fucking mouth that
he
night.
was very loud.
I don't understand how he didn't hear that, but yeah.
I think because he was so focused on trying to get Quad to not interact. And they said it was a lot going on to where a lot of them didn't realize that was it. How, I don't know, because I mean, they were right there.
Right there.
Leanne Victoria on Facebook said G is a punk. Velvet Goodwin says, heavily talking about Dr. Contessa breast is not okay. Dr. Contessa shouldn't have explained Heavenly's ignorance. And then she says, I think Cecil and Simone have had a conversation to choose G and Sweet Tea because they were the only two defending them. And, and it wasn't genuine, at least not from Simone. All right.
Nothing have been genuine lately. It's sad to see.
Baby, let me get to this part because Sammy got to wire up his ass for that Simone tonight. So yeah, Greg and his socks had to go to the lower level. Dr. Mimi joins.
They got Greg in the basement with Ralph.
Back, Lord, the honk honk. Dr. Mimi joins and she hung out with Quad until 5 a.m. and they had a ball, baby. They had big fun in Wilmington, Delaware.
I wonder where they were at till 5.
That's probably Atlanta, child.
Yeah, but I know there's stuff for us to do till 5 or later.
They got stuff for them to do out there though.
But I'm sure they got the same type of situation.
Those swingers clubs be open.
Don't tell me that because I'm gonna be trying to find it. If Mimi and
you ain't never heard about the trapeze?
I mean, yeah, but if they in there, I need to get in there.
I don't know if they be at the trapeze. That wasn't what I was trying to say, but they be open though.
Oh yeah, we just joking too. Let me just say that.
We just joking. How do I know what? How
allegedly,
do I know,
everything else you want?
Well, never mind, because we just joking. I asked you.
Oh yeah, I don't know if them people be at the damn trapeze. Don't get me. I see. It be your own people. I don't know if them people be at the trapeze.
I love that they announced that they hung out off camera.
Well, do you think Sweet Tea loved it? Because I would have been like, this is why I called you a fake ass bitch from the first place.
No, but I can understand. Honestly, I can understand Mimi and Steve hanging out with King and Quad. Like,
I can understand that too, even though Mimi a little older than Steve, but that's neither here nor there.
I think she looks so young.
She looks good, but she does look like she could be the older.
She's like a damn old lady.
She does look like an old lady now.
It's giving Tiffany Whitlow from Love and Marriage, Antonio.
Huh?
It's giving Tiffany Whitlow from Love and Marriage, Huntsville.
No, she looked like an old woman. Like, yeah. So no,
No, Mimi is a very pretty girl. I'm just mad at Mimi that she was hanging out with the ops to 5 a.m. in the morning.
She was having fun with people you can have fun with.
They say Sweet Tea is a ball at the club.
Inviting them other women out nowhere because them hoes be at home.
Oh, here we go.
Professional.
If I was Sweet Tea, I would have been bothered, y'all. I got to be honest. I would have been like, what? What the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be
Listen,
my dog. At this point, it's war. The battle lines have been drawn. She'd have called me all types of slow and everything through this reunion. You going out to the bar with her at 5 o'clock in the morning? What? I really feel like it ain't even Sweet T5. I just feel like people don't like Dr. G. That's what I think.
I think they scared of having the police called on them for a very trivial reason. Like, oh, they stepped on my shoe at the swinger spot. I want to have them arrested and
And black people, we definitely gonna say, child, I was gonna do that, but I don't need nobody calling the police on me. They said it right in front of your face.
Yep.
Thank you, Demisio, for your super chat. We do greatly appreciate you spending your hard-earned money. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. And everybody else can open their wallets as well if they choose to. Here at No Chaser TV, we don't discriminate against the coin. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We do greatly appreciate it. So anyways, let me get off Dr. Mimi. I just really think that that's like in my world of loyalty, I just thought it was like she's always been suspect to me the way she traded Sweet Tea out with the quickness. Anyway, but let Sweet Tea tell her they ain't never been friends, so maybe I gotta let it go.
Oh, well, there you have it.
There you have it. I'm trying to help the girl out. Can't even help her because she done told that. Damn. She's been working behind the scenes with Dr. Heavily. Another op move. T says they can lay the instigating in comparison to rest between her and Quad. And Quad says, it was to be expected. And Sweet T says, yeah, we finally getting along. And then Quad says, but you can't compete. Well, you don't compare. And Sweet T said,
She looked a little confused about it.
It was given like it didn't quite process. She was thinking like,
wait, did she just eat me up?
Now she was trying to remember that tablet she had with all her reads to see which one she can toss at that, but it wasn't nothing registered quick enough.
Y'all don't feel like she was really just getting real cool with the ops?
Who?
Mimi.
I think Mimi came in and did what you're supposed to do as a new person. You want to get to know everybody and form your own opinions. And I mean, she said it. They showed it back in her little interview. She was saying like, "You brought me in the group, referring to Sweet Tea, and now you talking about you finna go ghost." So here, what I'm supposed to do? I need to get to know somebody. If I want to stay right here for this check.
Yeah.
All right, everybody on Facebook in the lounge on Facebook say she cool. Let her go. I'm gonna turn her loose. I'm gonna turn her loose. Put my eyes on her. Something about her. Y'all know how I get when I be like something ain't right. Something ain't right, but I'm gonna let it go. Quiet said it was to be expected because you can't compete where you can't compare. And Dr. Mimi does diagnose the ladies, and I'm going to give the diagnosis, and I want to see what you guys think about them afterwards. Jackie explained, she says, she explains that Jackie, oh, no, wait.
That's right, Sean.
No, what about, okay, anyway. All right. So I did that wrong. Okay, so Jackie is intentionally corrective conversations. Do you guys agree with Jackie having intentional corrective conversations, or y'all think Jackie be on that bullshit like I think so?
Yeah. Depends on who she's having the conversations with.
Catch, because we see she don't have none with Heavily on camera. Quad is grief, and to grieve it out.
I can see that.
Well, what do you think that Quad is grieving? You think she's referring to?
Probably, I think maybe could possibly still be that situation. It could be a number of things. A situation with the kid. It could then be more something not as literal as that, but like maybe her and Greg's unresolved issues. And
Simone, all those bad relationships.
Because her and Greg are clearly never going to be in a situation where they can have a civilized conversation. So it's like, go ahead, grieve that out, let it go. It's over. He did what he did. Move forward.
Sammy, you were saying?
I was agreeing with that. I think it's like a collective of things when it comes to Quad, like between the relationships with women, all the stuff that happened at her house with the kid. You know, you got your ex-husband and his new wife in your face. She just got to kind of maneuver through a lot. And you say, girl, just let it out. Just go and let it out.
She do got a lot of drama.
No more drama.
Sometimes you got to Mary J. Blige that thing. Take a bump and let it out. Allegedly.
That you feeling frisky.
Oh my God. Heavily to nurture your inner child so you can stop being a mean ass person to everybody. Is that what you said?
Pretty much. That's what I took.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Took it too heavily chuckled and said, okay, yeah, she
clocked
it. To nurture that child, Heavenly like being that person because it keeps her getting talked about. So
Heavenly been getting whooped, so she would probably want to be somebody else. First contestant, then she say Sweet Tea Mama tried to get her. Child, come on, Heavenly. do something different.
That's not the first time contestants done try to put hands on that lady. Remember she chased her around the season 9 reunion trailer?
I do remember that.
Simone to be less rigid and more flexibility.
Impossible.
Toya, you got it. No more validation needed. And Toya said, "Thank you, baby."
Yeah, I think that's true. We know Toya been trying to prove herself since season 1 and what she got and what she can afford and what she like. That was to me was
That was the most spot on one out of all of them.
very spot on and very like
Was it a read though?
What she said, like, girl, you there, you got it. You don't have to be bringing no $13,000 checks to the union to show.
Was it a read?
It was intentional corrective conversation.
It was a read.
I don't think it was a
D.
read. I think it was an I think it was an intentional observation.
Corrective conversation. It gave me like, remember when K. Michelle said, "My name's Mama D, and I know I'm the queen," and Mama D was watching, say, "Yeah, that's it. That's right." That's what it gave me. Like, girl, I mean, okay, all right, Toya, come on, let's think about it. T, to let us know how to support. She said, I love how she said this. T, let us know how to support you. We don't know how.
And I don't think Letitia understands how to let them know how to support her. I don't. It's like the elevator go like to right.
Oh God.
But you know what I think? I think it's in regards to how we're seeing with her like we did with Quad. She don't know how to let them support her because she can't throw her husband under the bus. So she got
that's it. That's
I don't think she
do a lot of protecting.
No, I think it's she don't know how to let them know how to support because she don't know how to articulate it.
Oh,
well, damn man. Well, hell, you got the man she don't say nothing to nobody. So she, I mean, like even earlier, like the last couple of episodes, he was saying that he filed the police report and this and that. She said, well, he didn't call the police. So it's like she's steady trying to save him, and he be just tossing her out there and leave her by herself looking crazy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think that she's afraid to verbalize what she needs because it's not in alignment with Dr. Gregory.
That could, I mean, yeah.
That's
so, she don't want to throw herself under the bus, is what you're saying.
Yeah, she don't want to throw herself under the bus and have to be locked behind closed doors with his ass having to deal with what she said in public around these people who he obviously clocks does not like him.
And maybe it's possible that she don't feel safe with those women as well.
Absolutely.
So Quad again, basically.
No. I don't. She don't feel safe with Quad. No, I definitely we know.
No, I'm saying like that's how Quad she would feel safe.
Okay.
Safe telling them, yeah.
Sheree Monique says T got to ask G first. Katie says Dr. Mimi gave all of them a nice nasty read. Facebook is talking. I'm gonna read it in just a little bit because I want to get this out. But I did want to say, everybody that is in the lounge, go ahead and make those likes match the people, match the count. Don't be afraid to like us. We like you. Y'all like what we talking about? Show us.
Some of y'all.
Oh Lord.
The ones that don't come up here cussing us out, calling us ugly. This bitch what was that about?
I read that last week and I just rolled up. I said, "Child, I ain't even got the injury this week to get to deal with that." Because I know I look good. Tessa, and for Contessa, you have a lot of energy. Put it where it should be. What does that mean, y'all?
Stop giving Heavenly any type of anything.
Let it go.
Go ahead and put your energy into whatever that cause was. She was working with them people at that gym or that church or that school or whatever it was. Like, go ahead and do that, baby. Focus on family, all that. Don't worry about Heavenly.
Because where Layla been at this season?
Layla's the younger one.
We got no Layla this season. I'm disappointed.
She make juices for $5.
Oh yeah, that's right. I love Layla.
Layla on her entrepreneur.
Layla hustling, baby.
I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler.
Layla on her entrepreneur journey.
Layla, hey girlfriend, if you watching, because like Layla grown, so you know she watching.
Baby, Layla grown since they joined the show, so she real grown.
Layla been grown since she got here. What could Justin say? She was 10 pounds or something out.
Okay, no.
Baby.
No. Oh boy. Speaking of that, Jackie went ahead and explained the mother-in-law stitch. And if it worked so well, why didn't they keep her man in the house? Is the question I have.
But see,
Well,
you can't say that just because she ain't never had no children. So,
Oh,
so
man.
she didn't get to have a mother-in-law stitch.
you've got a
Well,
point.
I mean, to be, never mind. I'm not even going.
Yeah, don't be.
Chase, you get up off Jack.
No, I'm forever on that net. That bitch tried it, talking about medical mortality. You sitting there, got the lady right there talking all that bullshit, and you ain't said nothing to that lady. You gonna miss me with that, baby. Stop inviting her to the White House. Invite her to the White House now, but don't nobody give a damn. How about that? Don't invite her to no more. Stop FaceTiming her, Kamala. That's the reason why Kamala ain't damn win.
Sean said her youngest was over 10 pounds. Woo.
Ooh, you all right, Sean?
That's why Sean got a bad attitude. Real bad. God damn. So I'm joking, Sean.
Golly.
Hey, everybody over there on X, Facebook, and down to the YouTube in the lounge. We do greatly appreciate you guys. Make sure that if you're not, follow us on all of our socials at No Chaser TV to keep up with us throughout the week when we're not on our podcast, No Chaser TV, the podcast with Chase Brown, or here on YouTube giving reviews. Announcement. We will be reviewing the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills tomorrow in place of happy hour. So instead of the regular happy hour at 6, we will be doing the Beverly Hills review at 6, and then I will be on the lean immediately afterwards at 8 to go over there and contribute to that review as well. So I'm talking Beverly Hills all day tomorrow, because if y'all thought that I was going to let them sit up there and gang up on that sister and not have nothing to say about it, you got another thing coming. Your dad wrong. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Okay,
Chase, hold on, Chase.
Let's see.
Sean said, what's your excuse?
I had you. I'm your mama. That's my
What, Sean? Sean should have called Garcelle and gave
all right, y'all better go on, Sean, before I put you in timeout.
John should have gave Garcelle some pointers before Garcelle went to that reunion.
You ain't gonna get up here and read me. I got pistols for people like you. It worked for Britt. She got to keep her job.
Man. And now she got to deal with us. So I don't know if it's working.
She's gonna get dragged on Monday, baby. It's up and it's stuck. Me and speaking of which, if you guys haven't seen, me and Cortez drag her last night. We dragged her last night too. And we're probably gonna drag her one more time before the week out over here on No Chaser TV. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, y'all said that lady got her teeth done in somebody's garage.
I never said that. Wow.
Who said that?
Who said that? I think Antonio said that.
I think I know who said it.
I didn't say that. Who said that?
I think I know who said it though.
Sean.
Name them.
I was gonna say the one that just said it.
Sean. That's who said it.
All right, Sean. Now, that was your one to read. You made it count, but don't do it no more. All right. Anyway, it's time for the men. And Andy tries to get Greg and King to shake hands, but no dice. Greg says he's heard great things about King, and we think that it's going to be a kumbaya moment. And then Greg says, so he wants to know what the hell King's problem was with him on that beach. And guess what I said? Y'all ain't gonna like this, but I said, and that's why him and Quad was married. And then you can say what you want to say, but they are a lot alike, in my opinion. They have a lot of similarities. Sorry. If you stop laughing then, didn't you, Sammy? They both petty.
Yeah.
They both petty. They both drama out. Anyway, but we still choose you, Quad. We choose you, Quad.
I mean, I do.
We know that. We know that. I love me some Quad too. So
I ain't say all that. I choose Quad though.
But do you mean it? Or are you just saying it like Simone did at the house, and then you gonna get that head?
No, if I'm choosing between Quad and Greg, it's gonna be Quad all day. Yeah, I mean that. If it's between Quad and Mariah,
I understand.
All right, thank you.
I'm gonna choose Nene.
intentional correctional conversations. All right. So he wanted to know why King acted a fool on the beach, which really caught me off guard because I was not expecting him to go there with that. King thinks that Greg just started off being accusatory, so he doesn't know how the rest of the conversation is going to go. And I will have to go ahead and choose King on this one as well. Dr. G felt very disrespected by Dr. Heavily saying that he wasn't respected in the medical community. And Daddy says he could care less if T said that he wasn't respected in the medical community. There is nothing T could say that would crush him. People say all the time that he's a cheater and got light skinned babies with the last name kinds like I'm white and blonde haired and blue eyed and not what Heavenly give. That's what the people say. And he don't give a damn because it's bullshit. Now his problem is Greg has known him for years and didn't speak on his character when asked whether or not he believed the rumors that his wife was pushing about Dr. Damon. He says Gregory sat there like a coward and didn't say anything. Quiet is in the backstage area and says, "Baby, read." And Heavenly says Greg has a problem with accountability. Sweet Tea tries to touch Dr. Heavenly, and she gets cursed out for it. So that didn't work out in her favor. She says Heavenly is a one-trick pony, and Heavenly says, "Listen, girl, I will beat your ass in this backstage. You know, I be feeling so bad for Sweet Tea, y'all. And speaking of feeling bad for
I
Sweet Tea,
don't feel bad.
okay, listen, there's this take going around that I just thought was interesting. And the take says that basically people advocate for Sweet Tea because they look at her as aspirational and they aspire to be what Sweet Tea is, meaning that now the critique is saying that it's comical and ludicrous for people to look and aspire to Sweet Tea and what she's accomplished. However, people do, which is why they support her, right? And so the take continues to say that Sweet Tea was somebody who jumped in the DM, was a fan of the show, and Greg is no prize, all of these things that I agree with. But I thought that people finding Sweet Tea aspirational was quite literally something I had never heard before. And it kind of threw me off guard. But if we want to say things that you can speak to that may be aspirational for Sweet Tea, and I don't aspire to, be Sweet Tea at all or be in her shoes, but she's a veteran. She's held on a great job. And I guess those are two things that you can look to if you want great benefits. I guess I don't know, you know what I mean? But I never thought that people were in support of Sweet Tea because of, the aspirational aspect or lack thereof. I thought, well, maybe it's I only looked at it from my lens, but for me, the reason why I had been in support of Sweet Tea is because I could recognize where and when she was being manipulated while also being able to simultaneously recognize that Sweet Tea continuously signed up for the manipulation. So it's like I don't like seeing people. I felt that I'm gonna just be blunt. I felt that people was mistreating Sweet Tea because she's not traditionally what you would look like on TV and say is beautiful as compared to traditional beauty standards are concerned. She's a curvy, full figured woman. People have called her everything under the book, such as slow, da 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 da, this, and that. And I felt like those are not reasons enough to disqualify her from being on a platform that they championed her to be on from in the first place. So for me, I thought it was mean spirited and evil to beg for somebody to be on a platform for an elongated period of time, and then once they get on the platform and they don't carry out your mission, now you have no use for them and you get rid of them. To me, it screamed mean girl, which is why I said she should not be removed from the show under those pretenses. However, her husband is insufferable and gross. She has no real major connection to the group, even though Simone is starting to latch to her because she needs a potential ally for next season if they come back, which baffles me if they come back next season. But I don't think that she is a good fit for this show because these women are not her type of women. However, I didn't think that the reasons that they were trying to gang up on her and bully her and be nasty to her and be mean to her, like how they were in the backstage, shutting her up, shutting her down, or first part of reunion where they wouldn't let her speak and get out how she was trying to spell out how Toya and heavily instigated situations for her and manipulated situations for her against Quad, like that kind of stuff. I don't like when people are treated that way. So I'm never going to stand for people being bullied. And that is why I was an advocate for Sweet Tea not to be removed from the platform because y'all bullied her off of it. But if she doesn't fit, then she doesn't need to be here. And that's where I'm at with it. Did y'all have anything on that? Because I just thought that was an interesting take.
Um, I think it was interesting too. I don't know if they are. Maybe they meant like they can get on reality TV. They aspire her, I guess, in that way. They aspire to be her in that way. Um, but what I will say is, I don't know. I've said this since she came on. I just can't sympathize with her. And then you go to see like later on in the episode what happens and the things that Simone speaks out, and then you still feel comfortable bringing her to your home to get on your YouTube channel. So it's like, Sweet Tea, you know the women brought you on here to use you to antagonize Quad. Simone made it very clear. And now she at your house and y'all trying to roast and read Quad. Like she at this point, Sweet Tea is okay being used. So I don't feel bad. She don't feel bad, and I don't feel bad. She likes it. She seems to enjoy it for whatever.
Hey, Mikey, she likes it. She's a glutton for punishment.
Yeah. So
Antonio, did you have something before we move on?
Not Sammy said Sweet Tea is a masochist, like y'all was saying about
Oh God, here you go. You
Uh,
know that word.
um, you know, to touch base on what you said, Chase, that goes back to when you said, oh, well, you know, they wouldn't let her talk, so on and so forth. She got a mouth. Nobody's stopping her to talk. That's why I said she has an issue with like articulating what she wants to say. It's almost like her brain doesn't click that fast for her to be able to get the words out, and it's easy for her to get thrown off. Because just like they were talking over me, that would have made me get even louder.
Yeah.
We just would have been sitting on that couch right next to each other, yelling like some pair of crazy people, because that's just what we were gonna do. Even backstage, y'all not finna sun me, ain't nobody finna do it, whatever the case may be. If you, at that point, cuss Emily out. If you know you might not be coming back, more than likely not, because the guys don't even seem like they really want to fool with Greg like that. So they're not gonna have Sweet Tea around and not have Greg, who is the actual doctor on the show. I just think that she allows them, for whatever reason, now to kind of push her over, and I do not understand it. I don't think she's a good fit for this group.
Yeah.
Not anything to do with the way she looks or anything like that, because we see on that show they got many different sizes, shapes, looks, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I just don't think that she just has what it takes to be able to really rumble with those women verbally in the way that she needs to, or handle herself the way that she needs to. So yeah, that's that. In regards to, I think Damon, I think that was the scene we were talking about, right?
Yes. Well, I wasn't finished, but I
Okay,
just
go ahead.
stopped right there. Let me go ahead and finish it so we can get that out of the way.
I thought we was talking about it all. My bad, child.
No, let me go ahead and wrap it up. I just stopped right there because that scene where she was like asking them to hush, and they were like, "Girl, no, we not finna hush. You shut up. We finna talk about your man back here, and ain't nothing you could do about it." Just was like, whoa, like I just was like, that's insane. Anyway, she calls Heavenly a one-trick pony, and Heavenly threatens to beat her ass. Dr. G asks why Daddy is so sensitive about G being called a cheater, and Cecil says, um, he can say the same thing about Damon not stepping up for Dr. G. When Heavenly said that he was disrespected in the medical community, and Daddy says, you know, well, if he was asked directly, he would have stood up for him, but he wasn't. Heavenly is backstage bumping her gums, and Sweet Tea is warning her to stop, and Dr. Heavenly still is not stopping. Eugene says Heavenly called him the P word, and that was wrong, and that's the conversation that feels like they're not having on purpose. Daddy said G talked to everyone else about that again, but him, and got in his feelings and stopped seeing his patients. Dr. Damon does say that it was wrong for her to say that, though. G says his patients were high maintenance, and that is why he refused them. And Daddy says, bullshit, the baker. You refuse them people out of spite. They go back and forth about that, and backstage again, Heavenly is calling Dr. G all types of bitches, and T is asking her, please stop talking about my man. Toya butts in and says, it's true, and Lord Jesus, what's the girl name? Sweet Tea says, Toya, you be quiet. And Toya says, I don't need to be quiet, and you can't make me. And it seems like the problem in y'all household is everybody else quiet and that motherfucker but Dr. G. Whoa. That's like that's old G Toya. That's old G Toya.
Yeah.
That was, remember they call it Tagging Toya? That was Tagging Toya right there, baby. Wow.
I'm gonna say it was truth for Toya this time.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, I'm just saying like that was, I'm gonna call her attacking for what she said, but I'm just saying, you know. That was dirty Toya. So we move from there. Andy says it's natural to assume that Dr. G refused the clients out of spite. And Daddy says he doesn't. Excuse me, guys. He doesn't lie, and that's in that important integrity is what's most important to him, because he's not lying about this issue. And Dr. G lets out a Sutton Strack filled snicker, and laughs at Damon for saying that and says, "You know what, Daddy, you got it." Steve says it hurt both of them because they were real friends, and Daddy wants to talk it out further, off camera. Gregory then comes around finally and says he never meant to hurt Daddy and apologizes if he let him down. Daddy says he forgives Greg and the men move on. Eugene thought it was an uphill battle for Greg and Quad to go on the couple's trip together in the first place. And that is going to be our segue into what happens next week. Should I wrap up the last scene together as well, or should we do this separate?
Go on and wrap it up.
Okay, wrap it up then. All right, amigos. Curtis says that Quad spent a year listening to Dr. G talk about how great Sweet Tea was. And Simone says, actually answer no, because Quad wasn't even around us the whole year last year, because we made sure we sent her ass packing for multiple episodes in Napa Valley. So that's not true. So mind your business, Molly. And Quad says, the fact is that y'all brought these people into this group to hurt her, and it baffles her. Simone says, we can usher in the people that we fucking with. You wasn't here. We can usher in the people that we fucking with. And Quad says, shut the fuck up. And then Simone says, no, you shut the fuck up. And Quad says, bitch, I said it first. And so now they going back and forth, and you would have thought the girl was in the sorority the way that thing was shaking, that ball was shaking on Miss Dr. Simone, and Quad got up there with that bang swoop in her face like Miss LaToya Lucky, and they was in each other's face going at it, bitch. So the both of them going back and forth, and Quad says, shut the fuck up. Again, after that, right? So now they still in each other's face. And Dr. Simone said, you gave us your ass to kiss, and we hung out with Greg. And now the girls are being separated by everybody. Quad says to Simone, you dirty bitch. And I don't know where she got that from, but y'all know how Miss Quad talk. Miss Quad don't talk like this. But when she said it, she said, yo, dirty bitch. And I was like, whoa, where did that come from? That was years of built up
Good.
dirty bitch aggression. You know what I'm saying? So they back in each other's face. And Simone says, excuse me, you turned your back on us, and you got what you deserve. This is your karma. And Quad says, who was that knocking with you on doors trying to find your daddy, bitch? And Simone said, don't you ever bring up my motherfucking daddy, bitch. You do nothing without a camera being present. And then she halfway out the door. And one thing about Dr. Simone, please stop putting her backstage with people, because y'all know she can't get along with nobody when them doors close behind that back of that stage. And that's the end of this reunion. Let's get into this recap, and we're going to go ahead and review it. Then we're going to open up the phone lines to the people in the lounge after we get a certain amount of likes, because y'all got us fucked up tonight. And so when you see this phone number, what I want you to do on the X is copy and paste that link and give us a call. What I want you to do in the lounge over there down to the Facebook is copy that link and give us a call. And what I need everybody to do on the YouTube is get them likes up, copy that link, give us a call, so we go to hell home tonight. First off, Antonio, tell me what you thought about the people down to the thing with Dr. G and Dr. Damon, because Damon was full of that bullshit, and I want to hear what you got to say about it. All right? Let's like to hear it. Here it go.
Damon was full of some bullshit. Now, I will say that I definitely think Dr. G stopped seeing the patients because of what Heavenly said. Because if I'm not respected, why is you referring people to me? Now, I get it that, it's putting money in my pocket, so on and so forth. But at this point, you ain't checked your wife, so yeah, I ain't doing it, and I'm not seeing her no more. So I wish Greg would have kind of Dr. G would have stood on that and did it. I do like that Cecil, as well as Dr. Eugene, kind of stepped in and said, Cecil's like, hey, well, you didn't step up for him, because I don't remember why, but why was it? Because I guess it was because Letitia said it, but I don't remember if there was something that Dr. G said that made Damon ask him, do you think I'm a cheater, like last reunion or whenever that was, or that happened. So I'm like, why didn't you step in and then say, hey, you know what, it's going a little bit too far. Greg is an amazing doctor. He's not the P word or anything like that. That was kind of that was crazy that that he didn't kind of get the correlation between the two. Like, you wanted him to step up and say that, but you didn't step in and say that. And then you use the reason of, well, you didn't come and talk to me about it. It does not matter. And at that moment, their relationship was kind of fractured anyway. So why would I then be coming to you, talking to you about something that your trap mouth wife said? And we know how he gets when people come to him to talk to him about that ox. So I'm sorry.
That what?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. He know what people he know how he acts when people come to talk to him about Dr. Heavenly. So beyond that, the situation, and let me say this, Quad did have to deal with, seeing Letitia and Dr. G. So I kind of get where it's like, oh, well, Quad was able to kind of try to deal with it last season. So, they should be able to do it as well. I get that what's good for the goose is good for the geese or whatever that saying is. Yeah, y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, we got you.
And then the situation in the back, that was absolutely nuts to me. The big thing is Quad definitely have been waiting to say that to Dr. Simone.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Simone also been waiting to say that she still don't fuck with Quad. But Quad really wanted to get a piece of her. I think Quad been wanting a piece of her because Quad wasn't as, when she said, what we really need to be discussing is why y'all brought them around to get at me. I think that was, she said y'all, but I think it was more so pointed at Simone because, Simone was the one that spoke up even, in the first part of the reunion where she was saying, no, it wasn't, they said, no, it wasn't nobody else that did X, Y, and Z to Quad. It was Simone that said it and didn't want her around and so on and so forth. So I think that's why there's so much energy directed at Simone, because if everybody was involved, then hey, Simone should have spoke on that when the people sing her out there on that stage. For Simone to say, don't talk about my daddy when we remember last reunion when you was about to bring up what happened and Quad was over there, asking you not to, and you went ahead because you wanted to turn that knife a little bit, went ahead and said it anyway. Yeah, that's what goes back to my saying, what's good for the goose is good for the geese.
For all y'all.
Because I'm like, I don't, and then Simone, I'm sorry, one more thing real quick. I'm thinking back to Quad had the barbecue at her house. Simone was there and they were all kind of like, oh, hey, we team Quad, blah, 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 my Quad. Why wasn't Simone, I guess, kind of fighting for the Lunch Forward? Like, I like Simone. She has, early on, she was one of my favorites on the show just because she was so genuine and down to earth. She drank her vodka, but she got up the next day and went and delivered babies and played in women's coochies and stuff like that.
Oh, God.
I was like, okay, she is so relatable, but I don't know this whole thing of where I guess she's allowed production to get in her ear, and so I'm just not feeling it. I'm really, really not.
All right, Sammy.
Yeah. You know what? I will say the Damon and G thing was it kind of sucked to watch, being that they're, both physicians, and when you have them going at it about this to me, it's clear that Dr. G stopped seeing the patients because of what was going on with him. But then it kind of gives like some backup to what she's saying about him not being respected in the medical community, because why would you stop seeing patients, because of something like this? But I couldn't get with Damon speaking on the whole integrity and this and that, because you're attacking G's character, but your wife, like, does the integrity conversation, does it not matter for her when she is kind of the main not the main, she is the only reason that all this is going on, and why you have to even send your patient somewhere else, because she just don't know how to shut her ass up. They said it at the beginning of the reunion, the first part, that this is like the 10th season where they're talking about Heavenly and how she goes online and does all this. Damon, I get that he cannot control his wife, but I don't feel that he is having the conversation he'll be having with Heavenly, because there's no way that he is telling her that she really needs to stop, or that she's seeing how it's affecting his business and she's still just going on carrying the way that she is. I guess she was fighting back with Letitia, but Heavenly, as a dentist or someone who should be respected in the community, she could have stopped that if she wanted to. Heavenly did not want to. She enjoys it for some reason, but it's like Mimi said, it's that little girl that was getting bullied and beat outside. Whenever she would go play with them kids in Miami, now she's trying to like take it back out on Letitia. So that kind of sucks. Hopefully, Damon and Greg can't figure that out. As far as Simone and Quad,
Uh-oh.
I was just glad that Quad, like, well, let's talk about it. But I'm with Antonio. Like, Simone, you were so, we need you, Quad. We hear Quad, and now all of a sudden you get here and you just upset again for some reason. Like, at first I didn't understand what the stylist was doing. He put her in that toilet paper dress, but he knew the bitch was full of shit.
Oh my
Simone has
God.
got on my damn nerves this season. I cannot believe, like, what happened. Y'all went from we're doing good. I'm glad we're back on the same path. And now you back in. You only come around when it's a camera and this, that, and the third. Simone, you did it on the show. You were looking for your dad on the show. Was she supposed to say, well, call me when y'all done filming, I'll come help you then? Like, y'all were, after y'all filmed this current season, y'all were all hanging out and doing things off camera. But now that you need something to pull out your ass and go at the girl, you bringing this back up again. But then y'all constantly telling her, Quad, you need to move on. Quad, you need to quit talking about the past. So she can't do it, but y'all can. At what point are you going to let it go, Simone? Like, what is, she needs to just be honest and say what her real issue is with Quad, because it's not that Quad was not coming around. It's something more. What, I don't know. But I do think that, I don't want to call Letitia slow, because maybe the girl is just really intelligent. She's just choosing not to be. But there is no way that you sat in that back room, heard Simone say that they only fucked with you and your husband because it was to antagonize Quad. Quad, I mean, you saw Simone being funny with you throughout the season in regards to your behavior. And now, after the reunion, you and her in the kitchen making jokes and trying to go at Quad again. It's like it's not something's not right there, or she's playing a long game. That it's just like she's gonna lose either way it goes. But I mean, it's what we've all said. They did all that to get at Quad. And I just find it funny that it's all just spiraling back in their face. Now nobody likes Greg and nobody likes Letitia. And now you got Greg and Letitia sitting fighting with Quad, or making Quad uncomfortable. Now you fight with everybody else. It's good for their ass. It's what they get. They signed up for it thinking it was going to be her, but it ended up being them. And that's probably the most joyous thing about it to me.
Yeah. Because there's such thing called karma come uppeth.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Dr. Daddy and Dr. G are concerned, I I just really do feel like Damon full of shit. I see people in the comments saying how. I think Damon is full of shit. And the reason why I think Damon is full of shit is because his wife, you know, has instigated a lot of this behavior, has instigated a lot of this discourse amongst the people, and he does not say anything, whether he agrees or disagree. He don't agree to disagree. He don't do none of that until it directly impacts and affects him. Now he wants everybody to stand up. Dr. G may not be the most respected person in the medical community, because what I would have told him was, respectfully, kiss my ass. I ain't got to say nothing to you. Last season, at the last season reunion, I don't know what you do. Oh, and now because I don't know what you do, you act like you're gonna beat my ass. I don't know whether you cheat or not. You got girls coming out of the woodwork in Vegas talking about how they done mess with you allegedly. You got all of these things going on. I don't know what you do. You cheating on Dr. Heavenly allegedly. If you are, because I don't know what you do, has absolutely nothing to do with you being a doctor. So your character was not in question. Your job was not in question. Your penis was what was in question. And regarding your penis, I don't know what you do. So because you weren't able to get over it, you withheld your support from me from when I gave my honest answer. Okay. So for him to just conveniently nonchalantly say, oh, yeah, well, I mean, if I asked today, I think that you are respected in the medical community. You could have said that back then. You could have stopped your wife from speaking on me back then, because the thing about your wife is she like to speak on men, but feel like men can't tell women to shut the fuck up. Mm. So then does she feel like, here's the thing, right? I don't really have an indictment on relationships between men, women, theys, them, whatever you are. I don't have it. I look at it as respect for respect. You respect me, I respect you. I respect you, you respect me, because respect at the end of the day is due to a dog. But when you try me, you're liable to get tried. If Brittany Edie would have told me she had a pistol for bitches like me, I would have said, well, bitch, use it.
You freak.
No, wait. But so if you say that I'm a P word, Baby, it's up and it's stuck and it ain't never coming down. What I wish Dr. G would have done was say, you absolutely right. Because, it may be wrong to refuse patients, because that's not what we do as doctors. But I don't fuck with you and I don't fuck with your wife. So get your wife mouth together. Maybe we can get these patients together. I don't know. Because whether we're doctors, but we're human too. We're people too. That hurt my feelings. If I was respected in the medical community, I wouldn't be respected in the medical community now. She could have really damaged that man's reputation further than what is already damaged due to his own self, whatever you want to call it. Like he does it. What did Garcelle say to Erica Jane? Honey, I don't have to go out of my way to do anything to you. You do a good job of that on your own. It's my Garcelle voice. He does a good job of embarrassing himself on his own. He don't need no help from Heavenly. So when you involve the men like she does, and then you say men shouldn't speak to women, well, if that's the case and that's how you feel, then you shouldn't speak on men. I don't respect Dr. Damon in that sense because it felt like to me he was purposely withholding things from Dr. G because he was upset at the way Dr. G chose to address things. I've addressed you about it. I've addressed your wife about it. How did it go from Dr. Heavily doing YouTube saying, oh, every time we saw Dr. Greg, he wanted to talk about it. He wanted to talk about it. He wanted to talk about it. To, you told everybody but me, buddy. So I think you're a coward. Which one is it? Because Heavily said at the beginning of the season, right or wrong, if you guys can remember, oh, he every time we saw him, what y'all don't know, that was the third time Dr. Damon apologized to him about it. So is that true or is it false? Like, that whole Dr. Damon, Dr. Gregory thing is a mess because whether or not I think that Dr. Damon had a lot of nerve, Dr. G is, at the end of the day, full of shit and uberly frustrating. And you could see him using tactics against Dr. Damon, such as the snickering and the laughing and the you got it. That's so passive aggressive. And it is a bitch move, in my opinion. It's passive aggressive, only for him to come around and recognize that he is wrong in his way as well and apologize. And they were able to button up and move forward to that backstage area, y'all. To the backstage area, y'all. I have a theory, and it wasn't until I watched it again today, and Dr. What's that lady name? Dr. Simone said, you gave us your ass to kiss, and not Doctor, but Quad brought up, well, I was with you, knocking on doors for your daddy. And Dr. Simone said, yeah, bitch, and the only reason why you did it because there was a camera around. That is one of the main sources of the frustration between the collective and Quad. Okay? When Married to Medicine hit, it hit big, right? And they were suddenly invited to everything in the Atlanta social circle. Quad and Mariah will go out at first, and then Quad started going out with the Atlanta It Girls. Now, I don't know if you guys are privy to who the Atlanta It Girls were or are. It's not really like that because the reality TV industry in Atlanta isn't as booming as it used to be, where like everybody had a show that was cutting it in the ATL, that was selling in the ATL. That was the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that was Married to Medicine, that was the Tankers, who even though they filmed in Tennessee, they was always in Atlanta. There was tons of Atlanta, Love It Hip Hop Atlanta. Like Atlanta had a show for everything. You know what I mean? Like there was all types of Atlanta shows. So there were a clique of girls that all hung out together. That clique was Candy, Tiny, Phaedra, Toya Wright, like those girls. And Quad started hanging out with those group of girls, and she would hang out with those group of girls without Dr. Simone. Now you go all the way back to season 1 and season 2, they voted the Queen Bee Mariah out, and Quad was the replacement for Mariah, right? And so they put Quad on another pedestal like they like to put the girls on. And when Quad didn't do what she wanted them to do, they knocked her off. I have this picture to show y'all of what I'm talking about because you had to be around at that time. The time I joined Married to Medicine, I didn't join Married to Medicine, but the time I started working for Lisa Nicole is when these girls are hot and heavy on the scene, going to each other's parties, in the clubs all the time. And at that time, Dr. Simone did go out because she used to go to events with Toy. Well, after her and Toya made up, but they would go to events. Heavily would go to events, but they weren't going to the same shit Quad was going to. And I really do think that the Quad's proximity, especially to Candy, who was the queen bee of that clique off camera, like the off-camera Atlanta girls with the Rashidas and all them, you know what I mean? I really think that was something that really bothered Simone. She never got over it. And then from there, we go to the sister circle, which is a tangible thing that we can actually see. And Quiet saying things like, these are my real girls and my real friends, and what competition and real women and sisterhood look like. And when I was down on my luck and back against the wind, trying to make it no way to win, these were the bitches who helped me up and got me through. And so I think that there's a lot of built up resentment because not only did Quiet get opportunities, but she also got the status that came along with it. And really, the rest of the girls only got the check. And I think that they wanted the status. Dr. Jackie is in proximity to these girls because she birthed a lot of their babies and stuff like that, and is their doctor. But Dr. Jackie don't hang out with them girls, but she does have access to them, wherein Simone didn't really have the access. Toya really didn't have the access. And Mariah refused the access because Mariah was Mariah back then. And heavily, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So when she says you don't do nothing with us, what you don't do anything without a camera, that's what she's referring to. You don't fuck with us unless the cameras are around. And we done took the damn creator of this show and not talk off the top, put you on the top, put you in that motherfucking spot, and you switch up and you sell out on us like this. I really think, you guys, that is one of the origins and the precipices of this relationship. Then you can go further. Quiet left her cheating ass man, and Simone was gonna leave her cheating ass man too, but she didn't do it. She got cold feet at the end, but she was very serious. She had filed the paperwork. She had separate houses. She was very serious on leaving that man and leaving that life behind. And now somebody says she's stuck taking care of 3 grown ass men. So that maybe was some resentment is lying as well. And there's other things that we probably don't know about, but I'm telling you what I've seen from my own eyes, from working around them and being around them. This definitely had something to do with it. And it has never been fixed. The season 5 on the boat trip, remember it was you. What you talking about? You. We have taken it easier on Quad because she's the baby and she's the most sensitive one, when we don't take it easy on each other. They made a lot, they feel like they made a lot of concessions for Quad, and it was a return, which is why she said, you turned your back on us. So when you got on and you got your opportunities, you didn't look back on the same girls that helped you get in the spot that you were at to get the opportunities. And so because of that, we started fucking with your ex-husband because you weren't fucking with us in the way that we like to be fucked with. So that is why she said what she said. Now, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that's why I believe she said what it said. And I am so glad now that the gloves are off. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's not try to make up and have no resolve. Y'all don't like each other. Y'all don't see it for each other. There's no reason for them to act like they are friends. And I'm going to go one step further. Simone ain't the only one in that group that feel that way. She just the only one that folded and standing on business. So, Quad, please be more careful about who you decide to fuck with in that group. Quiet at this point gonna need to cast a friend, and hopefully they don't fall out because Phaedra came in and Phaedra turned her out too. So I don't know at this point. Sweet Tea is just po baby. I would not, like y'all said, I just sat here and heard you say that y'all use me. I'm finna film a YouTube with you. I would have got up and said, bitch, don't worry about it, Quiet, because guess what I'm finna do, Sammy? I'm finna hit the bitch myself. I'm finna hit the bitch. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, there's the validation you need, and that's why Sweet Tea was spraying them in the YouTubes leading up to it and after, because I think for her, it finally clicked. Oh my God, I've been being used and manipulated. I really don't think she thought that she was being manipulated. I think that she thought that she was coming to get Quad spot. And she had all the girls rooting for her and behind her. And it didn't plan out like that. So now the ditch they dug for one, that they had to dig for two, because all them girls falling in that ditch. And the only one trying to save herself from not falling in is Dr. Heavily, giving them bullshit ass apologies. With that being said, the phone lines are open. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you. If you have a call, go ahead and get the call on in and get the call on out so we can go ahead and enjoy the rest of our Tuesday evening. We do greatly appreciate you guys over on Facebook for rocking with us. You guys on X for rocking with us. You guys here on YouTube for rocking with us in each of the individual lounges. While we're waiting to see if a phone call is going to come in, go ahead and Demisio, give me your thoughts really quickly before a phone call comes in. Because I know you got them, child. Come on, give them to us.
Your mic broke.
Hey y'all.
Hey, what's up?
Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna start with contestant heavily, and I agree. I hope this is wrapped up after this season. At the end of the day, the fact is, Contessa brought her marriage issues to the public and said more than she should have said.
Oh.
And she can't be mad at nobody but herself.
My
At the end of
God.
the day, and Heavily didn't tell her nothing wrong. If you gonna stay with your man, you need to quit getting up on this TV and in front of these cameras and talking about it. It's just really that simple. Like Contessa is one of them type of girls that come and complain about her man and then get mad when her friends don't like the man or got something to say. It's just like, girl, just be quiet and stay with the man. We don't want to hear it if you're gonna be mad at us for having an opinion. I mean, true enough, Heavenly do should chill out with the YouTube, but I mean, we know Heavenly not. So it's just like you're asking too much of Heavenly because Heavenly gonna be Heavenly, and I think we've grown to know that over the years. And I'm just so tired of Damon, and I understand why him and Heavenly are together because they act just alike. And as much as I can't stand Greg either, but it's just like Heavenly did call that man the P word, and you didn't say nothing, but you expect him to have your back about your character. Like, Damon, stop. Please. Like, Greg was not wrong for that. I don't know what you do when I'm not around you. I don't know I don't know. And the people was saying that was in the streets. So, child, Damon, please. Damon is full of crap, but so is Greg. So we're just like, that's neither here nor there. Um, I do like Dr. Mimi and Steve, and I hope they do come back. I did like them, and she was spot on with the assessments of everybody. And then Dr. Simone, I'm so sick of her and her bullshit. As Chase would say, I'm sick of it. I'm tired. It's stale and it's old, and leave it in the trash can, Simone. Like, don't even come back because I'm sick of her. Because this need to try to humble Quad, it's annoying. Like, you're mad because Quad is the it girl. Quad has the notoriety. Quad is around the it girls of Atlanta. Like you said, Chase, I'm glad you brought all of that up because that I've been saying it for the longest. I feel like that is what Simone is mad about. She is mad because Quad got the fame and in the name without having any other titles. And I feel like that's what Simone's real issue is, but she don't want to say that because it's gonna sound like she's a hater. Because let's be for real, the sister circle thing was not that deep. Like, okay, Quad don't really hang out with y'all outside of filming. I mean, my God, y'all film and do these press tours for at least 4 to 5 months out of the year. So is it wrong for her to want to go and spend some more of her time with other people on her off season? She don't want to just sit up and be around y'all all the time. Like, it's really not that deep to me. Like, who cares? Y'all are not in high school. Y'all are middle-aged grown women. Like, let it go. It's so annoying. Like, I'm like, y'all, we need some new girls. We can't go another season with the same nonsense. And no, we do not want Anila. Stop trying to make it work because it's not. Stop with the pop-ups, stop with the appearances. We don't want it. We do not
All
want it.
right.
And I need T to get her reads together because if you're gonna be with these girls, you gotta know how to read, child. Lord, she just be. It's like she started off good and then she kill it saying some dumb shit. I need her to get that together. Go hang around some gays or something, child. I don't
No,
know.
I see that you therefore you done fucked up. Go and get on down, baby. Come on down, baby. Hello? Oh, there's something wrong with him, y'all. Come on, hang around some gays. We are not Read accessories. Thank you. Hey, Kadian. That refill is off the chain. Hey, Kadian, how you doing?
Hi, I'm sorry. I'm in the show. It didn't change my screen, but I'm crackling from what you just said.
We are not, the gays are not Read accessories, women. Okay. All
That
right, go
was
ahead.
so
What you got,
funny because
Kadian?
I instantly thought that too. Good night, y'all. I hope everyone's having a great day and a good week ahead.
Yes.
But what I was gonna say is Simone's a hater and she needs to cut it out. Like, you're blocking your own blessings from being a hater. In regards of her and Quad, I really think based off Simone and Mariah having a really close relationship and Simone also being a big factor as to why Mariah left the show or was one of the ones spearheading Mariah leaving the show along with Quad, obviously. Now that her and Mariah aren't friends and Mariah is very adamant about being more upset with Simone than anyone else because Simone delivered her children, etc., her sister's children, and their relationship was super close before. it was almost like a big blindside that Simone betrayed her so much. I think because Simone is obviously with Quad, and Quad's on the show and Quad's the fan fave, etc. She's upset because she doesn't have accessibility to Quad's life like how she would want to, like how she did with Mariah before crossing Mariah, obviously. But I truly think because she doesn't have a good relationship with Mariah, she takes that out on Quad because she expected, obviously, giving up Mariah for Quad, she was going to get that. And then I think Heavenly really needs to go see a doctor. She takes a lot of her childhood trauma out on the entire cast, and it's very vile and weird. And I also think the one time I'm going to agree with Dr. Gregory is, yeah, I can't stand up for you whether you're a cheater or not because you allowed your wife to smear my name. I think T, I don't ever like to call Black women any names, but she needs severe help. She's lost in the sauce bad. And I forgot who said it earlier, but she really does need to work on her reads because they fall flat. Toya, I'm shocked at myself, and I feel like everyone is shocked too that they're starting, like, Toya is the fan favorite now. It's crazy. It's real crazy. But yeah, that's all
All
I gotta
right.
say.
Well, I appreciate you so much, Katie. You know I do the long way. Thank you for all your support.
Of
And we
course.
got one more reunion to go, so let's get through it, eh?
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, our last caller for the evening we have is a longtime friend here to No Chaser TV popping up in the lounge. It's been quite the moment, quite the time. Let's see if I can get on up here. Hey there,
Hey
Nisha.
y'all.
What's the tea? Oh no, we got one more caller after Nisha. I'm sorry. Hey Nisha, what's up?
Okay, you got another caller. Nothing. Hey y'all, what's up? Hey Sammy. Hey
Hey,
Antonio. Hey Chase.
What's
Hey.
up, Nisha?
Um, Dr. Damon and Heavenly is the same person. That's why they get along. That's why they are with each other. They are the same person. He sat there and gaslit Greg the whole time. And I don't even like Greg. I hate Greg, but he did gaslight him. Why you didn't stick up for me when they said I was a cheater? I don't know what the hell you do with your in your spare time. Like, how would I vouch for that? And your wife said I wasn't respected, and she said I was a P word. So, no, I'm not defending you. You won't even get this Rock Wilder. Like, no, I'm not doing it. And I'm not taking your patience or any of that. I'm not doing it. And totally off subject. Why Damon don't get his suits tailored?
Oh Lord Jesus. Nisha.
Nisha
They
probably
got
saying she won't get them teeth fixed.
they
ooh,
got way too much income for that. He always looked like he just went to the big and tall and snatched something off the rack.
Oh God.
big and tall and off the wall.
Yeah,
And he only big, not tall, so there's
yeah.
the
Go
Oh
issue.
do what you.
God.
So that's why he needs to get them tailored.
Yes.
Oh goodness.
Just cheap, honey. But anyway, yeah, the two of them. And what I don't understand, the last caller, she made a lot of sense about Simone, whatever she felt about why, because I just couldn't feel like I couldn't figure out why was she so upset with her. Like she was speaking so angry. Like, and what's the? I don't know. They just confusing to me. The two of them don't like each other, so I don't know how they gonna work and how any of them would be able to get together next year and even get along.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, let them
'Cause who?
fight. Let them fight.
But who side Toya on? Simone's?
No, it don't look like it. Look like Toya,
Oh,
T and
they
Toya
just did.
right now.
Okay, her and T did the little thing. Oh yeah. So I know Simone don't think she about to use T as the ally.
I don't even know if T coming back, allegedly.
This is
Damn.
a mess. They need to put him on pause for about 2 years. Put him
Mm-mm.
on pause for like 2 years and pick three good ones and mix them in with three new ones.
Damn, 2 years, Nisha.
Yeah, honey, we got other stuff coming up. It'll be fine.
All right.
Then they can battle it out with what you call it, because in 2 years, Jen Shaw will be out, so they can come back and they can battle it
Oh
out with
Lord.
Salt Lake City.
I can't do it. I can't do it, Nisha. I can't do it. I can't do it. They not letting Jen Shaw back on that show.
You don't think?
They scared down. Now that the mayor put her foot down at the reunion like she did. Absolutely not. She beat all y'all asses. No.
Erica's still around.
Who?
Erica's still around.
Who's Erica?
Erica
From
Jane,
Beverly
EJ.
Hills.
Oh, Jane, but she ain't got locked out though.
But they committed essentially the same crime.
Oh,
Well, she,
allegedly. Thank you, Nisha. Allegedly. You got to go. You got to get on now. Don't come up here with that mess.
Allegedly.
Nisha crazy.
Hell no, you got to go. Thank you so much, Nisha.
Love you, Nisha.
Hell no. Hey, that's Sean, our last caller of the evening. How are you?
Hey everyone, happy birthday, Sammy.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, that was dry.
Ooh.
I just put some water in my mouth, so it was not dry. My mouth was wet.
But as far as Dr. Damon and Dr. G, he keep blaming Dr. G keeps blaming Heavenly. Okay, we get it. She say a lot of foul stuff, but no one never says anything about the stuff that Lipton be saying online and on her YouTube. So they becoming the same person. Her and Dr. Heavenly. You stop your wife, Damon stops his wife. That'll solve it all. And what I don't understand, Dr. Heavenly mouth is so foul and so quick. For T and Contessa, y'all sit there and poke, keep saying little stuff, knowing she gonna smack you in the face with whatever comes out of her mouth. Then you look shocked by what she said. If everybody just stopped saying little things to each other, it'll be all right. Because you kind of notice Heavenly hasn't said too much until somebody says something to her this season. I guess she's trying to calm herself down, but when she get on YouTube, she go crazy. So if everybody just stop, you won't have to worry about her going so low. And for the somebody kept saying something about Mariah. Mariah is the one that turned on Quad first.
Okay,
They
watch,
showed
watch.
it in
All
the
right, Sean.
they showed it in the show. She got mad because Quad was. They asked Mariah first to do a photo shoot or a commercial or something. She turned it down. They went to Quad next. She got mad because they went to Quad. And how many times have Mariah said, "I made you"? She said that to her own nephew or cousin, the stylist. When she gets mad, "I made you who you are." She didn't want to see nobody grow. She wanted Quad up under her little wing
Okay, thank you
forever.
so much,
But Quad
Sean.
grew.
Thank you so much, Sean.
That's not a fact.
No, I no, not y'all get it
That's
because
not a fact.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Ooh, Sean.
But that
Go with
we
Sean.
seen it on TV. I went back and watched the old
Oh, now
shows.
you starting to believe stuff on TV, but you don't never believe none of the shit you see on TV, Sean.
She said it out of her own mouth,
He ain't say
Chase.
that.
Yes, she has. She wanted the quad to be her little project. She wanted to teach her how to be a doctor's wife. But then when Quad grew, everything changed. We on level ground now. You
I
always
will not
wanted her
confirm nor
beneath.
deny those allegations.
She said that, Chase.
So you bet you
She
hush.
said it, Chase. She said it to her own family. That's why everybody turned on her because she was going around and the producers they had a
Don't,
big hand in that too.
don't get me started with that because that's the battle you're gonna lose with.
Married to Mariah.
Absolutely. Because who y'all want back right now today? Thank you.
Okay, but
And
they
I
got
thank you.
tired of that and they got rid of Mariah. So that's
enough.
kind of
That's
her
enough.
fault. She got it. She got
I've
a
had
big
enough of
head,
it.
huh?
You gonna stop talking about Mariah, okay?
We got no. You supposed to be objective.
You gonna talk about no. You gonna tell me damn no.
You supposed to
Yes,
say
you supposed to be objective. Remember?
Your name is No Shauna TV.
All right, let me go. Bye.
She was doing it on purpose. She's so messy, bad. She don't play about that damn Mariah. Then she oh, you hear she called her boots because she got me the girl.
That's you
Anyway,
supposed to be
whatever you said, we ain't got nothing else to say because I ain't got nothing else to say. Y'all got something else to say about it?
no.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for me, Antonio, Sammy, everybody in the lounge, all up across the world today. Thank you on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Y'all know who was in the lounge today? Miss Tina knows. Okay, so that means Beyonce and Kelly and Solange and Latoya and Latavia and Michelle. but no fair. We're all in the lounge today too. I'm just gonna claim in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. With that being said, you guys make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that way you'll know when we're going live. We'll have a Beverly Hills recap tomorrow in lieu of happy hour, and we will see you guys soon. Again, happy birthday, Sammy. We enjoy you. We appreciate you, and that's all you're getting from me. Thank you to Demisio, Nisha, and Sean and Katie for calling in, and Demisio for working. Thank you to Demisio and Zoel for your super chats. Thank you, Amanda K. Love, 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 even though she is the ops. And Art World, Amanda K, Durga, Sheree, everybody here, everybody over on the Facebook, Art World. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys later, Tater. Let me go ahead and get this right. There we go. We'll see you guys later. Bye. Peace. Yeah. Ooh. I'm joking. I'm joking.